Remember that $600 coat I told you that sold, and I was gonna make a net $480 on that? Let's get into it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I recently found in my office, this is embarrassing, in my office I had for a year a jacket that I recently sold for $600, you guys. If you're ever looking for a sign to get your stuff listed, this is it. Don't let $480 just be sitting in your office, in your closet, in your storage unit, on your floor, in your garage. So full transparency, had it for a year, finally got it listed. This coat sold within 2 weeks. I had never heard of the brand. I will put a photo of the actual coat. I'll put a photo of the brand tag. It's definitely a brand to be on the lookout for, the arrivals. I've never seen it anywhere. I've never seen it in a thrift store. I've never seen it in a consignment shop. I've never even seen it in department stores. Very expensive brand. Definitely be on the lookout. So I got it listed and it sold for $600, which would give me a net of $480. I got this in a huge pallet. I've already made all my money back on that pallet and a couple $1,000s profit. I paid $10 per item. So this jacket cost me 10 bucks, you guys, and I had it for a year. Got it listed, sold, great. Now, I have told you guys many times before, I don't sell a lot of like super high-end expensive stuff on Poshmark. I know I just did a video saying I sold 6 figures in 1 year, but I'm very honest with you guys, most of those sales are an average sales price of like $20 to $50, like high-end. I'm not selling things for hundreds of dollars on Poshmark. That's just not what I have the majority of. So this was I think this was my second experience having something go to Poshmark before it goes to the customer. If you don't know, I learned recently, because like I said, I think I've only had this happen twice or 3 times. When something sells for over $500, it's my understanding, no matter what it is, I could be wrong, but I know for sure in clothing, if it sells for over $500, even if it's like 501, 502, it goes to Poshmark first in their office in San Francisco or Northern California somewhere. I'm in LA, so it literally gets to them next day. It goes to them first. They authenticate it, whether it's a handbag, a coat, a jacket, and then they send it to the customer. So first of all, the process for getting your money for the item is so much longer. I've heard Justin talk about this. Sorry, you guys, my sinus infections. He does Only Luxury, how it can take like 2 weeks to get paid when you're selling things for over 500 bucks, because think about it, it goes to them first. Luckily, I don't live that far from them, so it gets to them quickly, but then you have to wait. And this coat, I will give them credit. I don't know if they've hired more people or what, but it didn't take as long as I thought. They authenticated the coat within like 3 days. And then they shipped it to the customer. So then it had to go to the customer. And you know, if any of you have ever sold anything that's expensive, you're like on pins and needles, like please don't let them return it. Don't let anything be wrong with it. I think I I put all the measurements. I did everything I was supposed to do. Like, please just let this go through, especially on Poshmark. Like if this were eBay, I would have had my money within a day or two. If this were Whatnot, I would literally have my money next day, but because it's Poshmark, it's taking so much longer. You guys know that is like my biggest pet peeve, or I think I've mentioned it to you about Poshmark, is that if you guys didn't know, especially if you're buyers, this is good to know. The seller does not get paid until you either review them and accept the item, or they won't get paid for 3 days. And it's actually not 3 days. It's 3 days after it's delivered, but then we get paid on the 4th day. So when I shop on Poshmark, I check my item if it's great. I really do try to review people immediately as soon as I get it, because I know they want to get paid. They want to get their money. You know what I mean? So adding that extra step with the Poshmark authentication, I was like, oh God, like just on pins and needles. So they shipped the dress to the person. She got it and no review. And I'll speak for myself. I don't know what she does, but when I order really expensive things, I open it immediately because I want to make sure it's good. Like I want to try it on. I'm excited. I just spent $600 on a coat. I should say this coat retailed for $1,200 brand new. $1,200, friends. $1,200. Very expensive brand. Definitely a bolo. Had never heard of it. In my 15 years of selling clothing, never heard of it. This is one reason I love watching and doing brand videos, because even you could be doing this for a lifetime and there would be brands that are hot selling brands that you've never heard of. So she gets it day one. I'm like, okay, she hasn't reviewed it. I hope everything's okay. Like, I took good photos. Day two, she hasn't reviewed it. I'm like, oh no, what is going on? You know? And I'm just thinking, I'm like, calm down, calm down. Not everybody knows the Poshmark thing. Like, most of the buyers that I talked to had no idea that we as sellers don't get paid unless they review us or the time passes. They literally have no idea. So I was like, calm down. It's okay. You don't sell high-end things all the time. But maybe she just doesn't know that, you know, like, she needs to review you for the money to be released. But it just, you know, I'm just thinking as a reseller, like, oh Lord, like, is something wrong with it? I thought of even messaging her and saying, hi, I see you got the jacket. I hope you're happy with it or something. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to annoy her. Day three comes. Literally, like, at the end of day three, after it had been delivered, she messages me. And I literally, because it came to my email, I gasped. And I'm like, oh, no, you know? And I wanted to share this story because I feel like I've talked to my reseller friends. I'm not the only one who does this. I feel like we all do this. Let me not speak for you guys, but a lot of you have told me, and my reselling friends have told me, like, as soon as you see a message from a buyer, you're like, oh God, what do they want? Especially someone who already has their order. You're like, oh, do they want to return? Are they trying to complain? Like, it just kind of like, for me, I'm immediately like, oh God, what's happening? And especially you feel that even more when it's a $600 sale, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, I was at work, so I was like, she can't say it's not authentic, because I knew it was authentic. Poshmark authenticated it. I was like, we'll just see. So once I got off work, I looked, and she says, hi, I love the jacket, thank you so much, but I'm noticing it doesn't have the belt. What happened to it? And I'm like, oh no. So I looked at my photos, and it never had a belt. So I was immediately thinking, like, did I miss the belt in the palette, or did it just not have the belt? And then I realized after looking at my photos, I never had the belt. So in these instances, you guys, I am just very honest and very transparent with people. A lot of people, as much as we think like the reselling world is so huge and everyone knows about resellers, a lot of people don't. So I wanted to share this story with you. I was just honest with her. I said, look, I got this coat in liquidation. According to my photos that I uploaded to Poshmark, I never had the belt. Maybe it was missing or something. I don't know. I just told her. I didn't say maybe it was missing. I just said I received this in liquidation. It was not my personal coat. And from the photos that I uploaded in the listing, I never had the belt. It was listed in the photos without the belt. And so I just waited, because I'm like thinking like, well, oh, no, like, what's going to happen? Is this going to be a problem? She was totally fine with it. You know what she said? She was like, thank you for being honest. This was a great deal, and I love the coat. Thank you. And my earnings were released. And I had this big sigh of like, thank God, you know what I mean? So I share this story with you for a couple of reasons. Number one, I know that we all kind of get like freaked out when customers message us, whether it's a $20 sale or whether it's a $600 sale. But just try to, you know, stay positive with your customer service cap on and deal with it as best as you can. Number two, I do think it's really important to just be honest. Like, I could have, you know, my responses could have been way different from what I said, and I feel like reseller Nikki like 10 years ago would have probably like tried to act like it was my own jacket because I'm paranoid that someone's gonna know I'm a reseller. But I'm done with all that, you guys. I stopped doing that years and years ago. I'm just really honest with people, because a lot of times another thing I'll get is people will be like, well, how does it fit? How do you think it fits? And I always respond, this was purchased through liquidation, or this was thrifted. I have no idea how it fits. I am not a size 14, or I'm not a size extra small. I couldn't tell you. I get that a lot with shoes, a lot with clothing, mostly female customers asking because they want to know, you know, it's a valid question, and I'm just honest. I have no idea. I got this in liquidation. I got this from a thrift store. I could not tell you how it fits. You don't have to tell people where you got it. But once I say it, I personally like to, because I want them to understand, like, I have no idea. This was never my personal item. A lot of people I don't know, some people just think we have like thousands or hundreds of items in our closet. I don't know. But anyways, I just share that story to tell you how I responded. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. I just like sharing these little tidbits of reseller knowledge as they happen to me, because you guys said you find them helpful. And I know that if someone else made a video like this, I would find it helpful. So those are the kind of videos I'm trying to make. We are going to do a thrift haul now. I recently went thrifting. You know what? I'm going to tell you at the thrift haul. This video is going to be like a hodgepodge of everything. Hopefully you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. My name is Nikki. This is not the end. We're going to do an amazing, amazing thrift haul. I want to start doing come thrift with me videos again, you guys. I love thrifting. I go thrifting at least once or twice a week, but no one was really watching those, so I stopped doing them as much. But I think just because I love doing it, I'm just going to start filming my come thrift with me videos anyways. I started just filming those as like short form videos, and they're doing really well that way. But like the longer form come thrift with me's, I don't know if you guys are interested in those anymore. Let me know, but let me show you this amazing thrift. It is a bit windy here at storage today, but I just had an amazing thrift haul. I found so much good stuff. A local thrift store chain here in LA had a 50% off sale. Friday, all furniture was 50% off. Saturday, clothing. Sunday, shoes and handbags. I will admit, total fail on my part. 90% of the time they text me about these sales, you guys. I don't go because they're usually on the weekend, and the weekends I like to kind of chill and list and do inventory, stuff like that. But I don't really like sourcing on the weekend. I try to do it Monday through Friday. I have been missing out, friends. I feel like this video is a little bit long, so I'm not going to go through all of this. I got some amazing stuff. I'll probably put some B-roll over while I'm talking. I'm going to film a YouTube short and a Instagram reel showing all the brands if you want to see a full haul. I would do one now. Like I said, I just feel like this video's probably so long. Still working through my Skims inventory. This whole box is Skims clothing, shapewear, bras, intimates. I have made a lot of money selling Skims. I have also put in a lot of hours selling Skims, and there is also a lot more competition selling Skims than when I started selling it a year and a half ago. There was just me and one other person. Now there's like 50 people. So I will not be buying pallets of Skims any longer. I will be way more selective. My supplier has said that he will allow me to hand pick the Skims I want moving forward. So like before, I would just have to buy the pallet. Like I would have to buy 50 boxes and I couldn't choose what I wanted out. That is a tip though. I mean, certain suppliers, he's a really good supplier though, that you build relationships with over the years, you guys. You spend a lot of money with them. You can get to the point where they'll let you cherry pick stuff. So, all right. This was amazing. This is one of the best thrift hauls I've had in so long.